All right, so let's start reviewing. We have our test this Friday, so let's take a look. We're gonna solve each equation. We kind of have seen these things before, a different way, but we have worked on these before. We're gonna solve each equation. So basically, I'm asking what's the value of x? Round your answer to the nearest 10,000th. Okay, so before, on rounding, 10,000th, because it ends on the letters TH, we know it's a decimal. Now, 10,000th kind of sounds like the number 10,000, right? So let me write the number 10,000, right? Because 10,000th sounds like it. The number 10,000 is a number that has 4 zeros, right? We can see it, it has 4 zeros. So my answer, when I round it on the 10,000th, I'm gonna round it to the 4th decimal place, right? 10,000 has 4 zeros, so 10,000th is the 4th decimal place. Okay, so now that we have that cleared, our answers are gonna be decimals. I wanna know what's the value of x. Now, I cannot just guess. I'm not gonna be able to guess because I know 20 to the 1, right? If x was equal to 1, 20 to the 1 I know is 20. 20 to the second powered I know is 400. Now I want to know what value of x gives me that 20 to the x is equal to 63. Right? I'm not going to be able to just guess. So the way I'm going to do this, let me write this. It's an exponential form, right? It's an x is an exponent. Let me write this as a logarithm form. Okay, so I know that the base is 20. So let me write this in logarithm form. I'm going to write this as log base 20 of 63 is equal to x. I went from exponential form. Exponential, basically x is an exponent, right? I have an exponent. We use logarithm to be able to solve. Now we have some calculators where we can just type that in, log base 20 of 63. If you have such calculator, well, you just type it in, log base 20 of 63. Now, if you don't have such calculator, the way you're going to do this, you're going to go log of 63 divided by log of 20. Okay, so let me come back and say that log base 20 of 63, you can type that in as log of 63 divided by log of 20. Okay, so now let's see. Let me use a calculator here. Let me share my calculator that I'm going to be using. On your homework, you have this calculator. On the top, if you press the calculator option, it's going to give you this. Now, you guys see how here it says log base 10. So that's the one I'm going to use. If you press log base 10, so it opens up as a parenthesis. So I'm going to go 63, close parentheses, and then I'm going to say divided by log of 20, close parentheses. So notice on my screen, I have log of 63 divided by log of 20. Press equal. Okay, so notice my answer here is 1.38301238483, but I have to round it to 4 decimal places. The 4th decimal place is a 0. The number that comes after it is too small. So my answer will be 1.3830. Let me come back to our work here. My answer will be 1.3830. If you just type in 1.383, because the 0 at the end, it can be ignored, you're going to be okay. Either of this is the same thing, 1.3830 or 1.383, right? It doesn't matter. Now let's take a look at number 52. Now to have an idea, I'm expecting my V to be between 2 and 3, okay? Because I know 5 to the second is 25. I know 5 to the third is 125. Now I'm looking at 5 to the v is equal to 31. So I said I'm expecting my number to be 2 point something. Now let me write this in logarithm form. Right? It's in exponential form. Let me write this in logarithm form. The base is 5. So I'm just going to do log base 5 of 31 is equal to v. Again, if you have the type of calculators where you can just change the base, type in log base 5 of 31, then just type it in. You're good to go. If you don't have those calculators, we're going to type this as log of 31 divided by log of 5. Let me share my calculator that I have again. So I'm just going to go here. Let me clear the last question. So I'm going to go log of 31 divided by log of 5. And it gives me 2.13365. All right, my fourth number is a 6, but the number that follows, it's big enough. Remember, big enough is it's 5 or more. So it is big enough. So I'm gonna round this to 2.1337. Okay, don't forget to round it to 4 decimal places. So my answer in this case will be 2.1337. All right, let's take a look at another question here. 10 to the x is equal to 12. I know 10 to the 1 is 10. 10 to the 2 is 100. So I expect this to be between 1 and 2. The way I'm going to write this in exponential form, it's in exponential form, so let me write this in logarithm form. I'm going to say log base 10 of 12 is equal to x. A log base 10 of 12. Let me take a look at our calculator. Let me clear this out to begin with. Calculator, it does log base 10. Oh, so I'm just going to be able to type it in. Log base 10 of 12 is equal to 1.0792. Right, I'm rounding to 4 decimal places, so 1.0792. Okay, so let me come back here. 1.0792. This one, I didn't have to go log of 12 divided by log of 10 because our calculator is always doing base 10. Just able to type it in. Now here, let's just say that I have log base 13 of 13. I know yesterday we talked about a rule, right? This is going to be n. We talk about a rule, what happens when the base and the number there is the exact same thing. But let's say I had forgotten about that rule. So what I'm going to type in will be log of 13 divided by log of 13. So probably you guys can already see the answer, but let's say I cannot see it. Let's assume I cannot see it. I'm going to type this in. So I'm just going to go log of 13 divided by log of 13. So I just type it in and I press equal. It says 1. I mentioned yesterday that when the base and the number are equal, this is 1. Some of you might have even seen it. Let me come back to the question. Let me just come back here. You guys said 13 to the n is the same thing as 13 to the 1. So n is equal to 1. You guys are using the same base. Fine, that works as well. However, you guys can solve it. So n in this case is 1. I said I was working up until number 56. So let me flip my page. Let's see. Let me flip my page. So in this case, I come here to number 55. I expect n to be between 2 and 3. Okay, so because 5 to the second is 25. 5 to the third is 125. So 5 to the n equals 96. I expect n to be between 2 and 3. So 2 point something. I always say that what I expect, because that way I'm double checking when I type everything in. If I get an answer that I was expecting, then I'm gonna say, yeah, it makes sense. Now the way I'm gonna write this is in exponential form. The way I'm gonna write this in logarithm form, I'm gonna say log base 5 of 96 is equal to n. If you guys can type that in on a calculator using log base 5 of 96, if you can change the base, just type that in. If you cannot change the base, we're going to do log of 96 divided by log of 5. Let me share my calculator here. So I have to do log of 96, log of 96 divided by log of 5. Press equal. My answer is, I want to round it, so 2.83598. All right, so the 9 has to be moved up. So the 9 is at the limit, right? So that's going to be, I'm going to round this to 2.8360. So 2.8360. Okay, the 0 at the very end can be ignored. So if you write 2.836, you're correct. Either way you type it, it's gonna, the program that my grading program is gonna consider correct. So with the 0 at the end or not, you'll be okay. All right, let's take a look at number 56. I expect x to be between 1 and 2, so 1 point something. Because 13 to the 1 is 13. 13 to the 2 is 169. So I expect x to be between 1 and 2, so 1 point something. When I write this in logarithm form, I write this as log base 13 of 46 is equal to x. If I cannot change my base on my calculator, I'm going to go log of 46 divided by log of 13. Let me get my calculator out. So log of 46 divided by log of 13. I expected my answer between 1 and 2, so 1 point something. So it makes sense. 1.4927. Remember, I'm rounding to 4 decimal places. So 1.4927. Okay, let me zoom out. We did questions 51 through 56. There you go.